Hey, what up, Q? What up, Radio World?
Well, is trying to speak white. Well, I am pro-woman, but I'm not anti-man. I know the value of a good man. Is that it?
What's going on, people? All right. I want to welcome all of you to the 10th birthday celebration of the Talk to Q radio show. My name is Quincy, and this is my show. And 10 years ago today, I dropped a 15-minute rant for my very first episode. It was a relationship topic. The show was horrible. I mean, I was solo and I babbled on about how people approach relationships or whatever. And I had been listening to talk shows for about 15 years prior to ever having my first show. I used to listen to Jim Rome, Dr. Laura Schlesinger, Dave Ramsey, just to name a few. I always wanted the opportunity to give it a try, and thanks to the evolution of the internet, I got a chance back in 2011. I did the show just to cross off a bucket list item of mine. I wanted to officially say that I was a talk show host, but I kept going, and people kept noticing. And at one point, I was getting almost 2,000 listens per week, like in 2013 and 14. However, I got, I got obsessed with the statistics, and I worked harder and harder, and it stopped being fun. Sorting through guest request emails or soliciting sponsors became a 30-hour per week job. And over time, I got burnt out, and in February of 2018, I called it quits. The show that I loved became more work than it was fun. So I stayed away for 2 years, but I got that itch again in late 2019. I started reaching out to my show legends and telling them that I was thinking about coming back in a limited capacity. They had my back. So in February 2020, the show was back. And I made a promise that I wouldn't overwork myself this time. I said that I would keep it fun and not worry about anything else. And that's exactly what I've done. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of it. Whether you were here for episode 1 or you just got on board with episode 912, thank you very much. And I hate that getting iced in this week kind of prevented me from going out to buy a party hat for the show. I was going to buy like a little birthday hat, but I was iced in. I couldn't leave my house for a week. So this hat would have to do. So I hope this works. But enough about that. Let's have a show. Let me go and see who is here. Let me go to the Golden State of California to welcome on Miss Kaya. Kaya, what's going on?
What's up, Q? How are you? Thank you for having me on the show yet again. Hello, everybody.
Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Yes. And let's see. Let me go to the Pelican State of Louisiana and welcome on Miss Erica. Erica, what it do?
Hey. Thank you for having me back and happy birthday.
Thank you. And let me go. Well, I actually don't know where this brother's from. I should have asked him. Let me bring up, man, Coach Derek. Derek, what's going on? Man, where are you located? I can't hear you.
You're muted.
Right. Out of Maryland, close to DC, DMV.
Okay, DMV. All
Happy
right.
birthday to the show.
Thank you. Much obliged. Then, of course, I have my show legends. I got a couple of show legends I need to bring on. So let me start with this one. From the 248 area code, the outskirts of the Motor City of Detroit, please welcome on the author, the show hostess, the show legend, Miss Crystal Hickerson. Chris, what's going on today?
Hey, Q, how are you?
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, and congratulations on your 10-year. I haven't been around that long because I don't think I was born 10 years ago.
Oh, you were on in year 1. You were there.
You lie.
All right. And I have another show legend who was on year 1. So let me go to this brother. From the 850 area code, the Emerald Coastline of Pensacola, Florida, making his way to the ring, the man in black, the Buckster. Buck, what's going on, bro?
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
Outstanding. glad to be here in year 10.
All right, you know it. So I had to throw some little festive background there. And okay, they already popping in the chat room. Hey, Shamara, what's going on? And my man JB chiming in, Patrice O'Neal reference. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and kick this thing off. We're talking about who is your relationship role model. All right. Now, the 24-year-old Lori Harvey, from what I understand, has been in a relationship with Diddy, Trey Songz, Memphis Depay, Future, and now Michael B. Jordan. Some people think that she's just a woman living her life, while others think, they kind of think negatively of her escapades. So first things first, and Erica, I will start with you. Is Lori Harvey what you would consider a relationship role model? So many women are saying goals when referring to what she's doing. Should she be the goal for single women?
I wouldn't say, the goal, but I would say, what she has done is what we've been preaching to women that, single women should be doing, is dating multiple people, weighing out your options. Dating does not mean having sex. Dating does not mean that you are committed to anybody. It means that you are collecting data to see who is the best fit for you, and then go from there. I don't see anything wrong with what she has been doing. She has not come out and said she's been sleeping with these men. So I don't see what the big deal is. You're muted, Q.
My bad. Kaya, what do you think? Do you think that these are goals for single women?
I actually agree with what Erica said. I think that especially young women coming up, we need to just cultivate that. It's okay to date. And like she said, it doesn't always mean sleeping with someone or, doing God knows what, God knows who, like everybody thinks it is. Sometimes it's just more about like being able to understand you have options. There are a lot of fish in the sea. You should not limit yourself or, what you're doing. All your options. People.
All right. So let's see. Let me go to Derek on this one. And Derek, is she living the life that a lot of ladies wish to live? Not necessarily by dating a lot of famous guys, but not being afraid of how it looks to date so many men?
Well, I feel like now, like in this era that we live in now, the only difference between her and a lot of women is that who she's dating. I think this happens more often than we like to think, but she's just in the public eye. So it looks away because of who she's with. But how many people do we know that's dated multiple people? Every time you see them, you're like, oh, this is the new person. People should be allowed to do that as long as it's, that they're not harming anybody. Go ahead and do what you do.
Okay. All right. And so, Crystal, let me go to you. Isn't what she's doing is what people once called dating back in the day? Aren't you supposed to try different types? And, maybe you may make a mistake or two, but you keep going until you find the right person for you.
Well, that has always been my goal. I like to date as many motherfuckers as I can. But, Lori, she's 24, years old. Jesus Christ, what the hell was I doing at 24? I was probably fucking everybody I could. So, and what's wrong with that?
Oh, wow.
She's 24. Yes, she snagged a nice one. Okay. And, and he is amazing and we all love him. And, I've dreamed about him on a few times, but that's another story. But he's amazing. But again, she's 24. Okay. She's got it going on as far as, her dad and different things. But she's supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to be doing in your early to mid 20s. You're supposed to be experimenting with different people, different men, women, whatever you want to do, and you're supposed to be trying to figure out who am I and who are they? Should I be with this person? And then when you get towards your 27, 28, 30 role, then you start thinking about, okay, I need to settle down. But this is just, she's 24. Jesus Christ. I mean, my youngest is 24. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I don't see what the problem is, to be talking about, oh, she's sleeping with all these men. You don't know what she's doing behind closed doors, number one. And number two, she's 24. Who gives a shit? And she's beautiful.
Okay.
She's a gorgeous woman, and she's an entrepreneur. She's doing her thing. Who knows if this Michael J. Jordan shit will last? Who knows? P. Jordan, whatever the hell his initial is. But who cares? B, whatever. He's fine. Who cares what the hell his name is? So what? That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not a role model, okay? So, but I'm just saying that's what you're supposed to do in your 20s. You're supposed to explore and experiment and learn about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Buck, let me get a guy's opinion on this. I mean, isn't that just dating? You date multiple people, try to figure out which one works for you?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to date when you're that young, or if you're starting over, you need to date a few people, figure out, what you like, because your tastes change, your needs change. So, I mean, her being 24 shouldn't matter. I mean, get out there, date as many people as you need to date, and find that person that fits your style. Don't settle, but find what fits you. And that's all that really matters. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay. I mean, I think that I really don't see her doing anything that a lot of women in the world are doing. I mean, the average woman is just not in the public eye like Lori is. So we don't know what people are doing. The only thing is that we happen to know her business because she's a celebrity. But Erica, I got to go back to you on this one. What about Lil Boosie's comment? He said that the men who have been with her should be given the credit for knocking down a good-looking woman instead of her getting the credit for being with prominent men. He also added that he would never wife her, but he would sleep her if he had the chance. So, Erica, how do you feel about his statements? I mean, is he perpetuating the mindset that men are to be praised for multiple women and that women are to be denigrated for multiple men?
Definitely. He's an idiot. He's mad because he could never, ever have a chance with a woman like that. He's got 5 baby mamas and kids all over the place and women all over the place. And he has the nerve to even speak on this girl and her dating habits. He needs to get some dating habits. So he's ignorant, and I don't even want to talk about him.
I mean, I wish you would tell us how you really felt. What do you think about it, Derek? I mean, from a guy's perspective, how do you feel about his statement?
I think his statement falls in line with the double standards we've had all our lives. At this point, to me, I'm not in the business of assigning points to people and what they do, but you gotta consider the source. We don't want to put his life on camera. Well, it is on camera, but we know a little bit about him, and he ain't the one to be listening to. But I can't say he's alone in how he thinks. There's a lot of men that think like that. So, right or wrong, people just gonna do what they do.
Yeah, you got that. And Kaya, he pretty much said that anyone who wipes her is a simp. He didn't mention Michael B. Jordan by name, but you can connect the dots. In the Black community, younger male celebrities appear to get shamed for publicly displaying their love for women. No one does it to Obama or Denzel, but the younger guys like a Michael B. Jordan or Russell Wilson get dragged on social media daily. So, Kaya, why do you think that so many men view Russell Wilson or someone like him as a simp for saying and showing how he feels about his woman?
I'm gonna be a little cliche with this and say a little bit of that toxic masculinity so much, but you just have a lot of people that are always going to have something to say about what somebody else is doing. And I feel like if you are a happy individual and you are happy with your person, you know, male or female, but male to female in that regard, feel like why would you not do you? You know what I mean? If Russell Wilson seems to be very happy, he's making a lot of money, his bills are paid, Boosie's not doing nothing for him. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean, what these people think. I think a lot of the time it's just people being jealous, people wishing that they were able to do some of the stuff that a lot of these other people could do, wish that they had the capacity to open their heart up and actually show love like that. They just don't know how. So they put it as like, oh, you're a simp just because you do that. And it's not a simp. They wish they could get to that point. They just can't.
I got you. I got you. And Buck, what do you think, man? How do you feel about people, you know, dragging Russell Wilson through the dirt or talking badly about Michael B. Jordan simply because they act like they love the women that they're with?
You know, people oftentimes just they just hating because they're not in the same situation, and they say derogatory things about these people because they're in the limelight. They're getting these stars, and they wish they could be. In all honesty, they wish they could be in that same spot. So, you know, I don't really put much thought or much time, wasting time into what somebody else says that's derogatory for some of these guys in their positions that they're in. It just doesn't make sense.
I got you. I got you. Okay, I'm cracking up on Isha chiming in under the name AP Jackson, Adult Prom Jackson. Her regular account's in Facebook jail. So she signed in somewhere else to leave her comments. Oh man. And Crystal, I'll let you tag in on that as far as how do you think it, you know, why do you think people make fun of Russell Wilson and guys like that when they're just trying to be good husbands and good dads?
Well, I would say that I agree with Buck that it is a lot of hate, regarding men to men, because when men, well, I can only speculate, but then when they talk to each other, they love to high five each other on their conquest. It's not much of a conquest if you're giving in to the girl. So, so I think that's where that comes from. But real men don't care about that. They don't care about what anybody else is saying, their friends, their whatever. They are with the person that they want to be with, and they want to show her that they love her and that they care about her. And especially if she has, a child, they want to give love to that child because it is a package deal. And Sierra is a beautiful woman, and she has gone through a lot, in her career, aka 50 Cent. But you cross him, you're ghost, basically, actually. But it's like, he saw her for who she was, and he didn't judge her, obviously. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's just beautiful. It's love. I'm gonna be there for you. And every woman wants that, and every man is, I would say a lot of men are afraid of that, especially black men. They're really super afraid of being controlled by black women, so they tend to do things that are contradictory to love and to what real love is and what real family is, and because they're afraid or whatever. But that's just my opinion. But I when he first came out, I was just thinking of when they came out as a couple. I was like, good for you, Sierra. Yeah, get the nerd. Get, get him. Get the guy that he's not that sexy, but he's attractive. But then again, you see, as time went on, he just kind of ignored all that, and he was there for her. And so I applaud that, and I applaud both of them for being who they are. So yeah, they're just hating.
Okay. Kaya, you were nodding your head back there. What are you nodding your head to?
I just totally agree with Crystal. She's absolutely right. A lot of times, people are just afraid, you know what I mean? They do wish that they could have that. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Do we really think that Russell Wilson cares what Boosie thinks? Or like, do we really think that Michael B. Jordan cares what Boosie has to say? Not to be mean, but Boosie also said in an interview that he wished he would have messed with all one woman. He was like, I wish that all my kids weren't separated and moved all over the place. I do wish I would have just had one person. So like, even in hindsight, as a grown man, he realizes that to some degree that he loves his children, but that created a strife among his whole family unit. He still loves them dearly, I'm sure, from what he says, but you know what I mean? Like, everybody can pick away at somebody's life if they really want to, but Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey look very happy to me.
Okay. All right. Now, I was on Isha's page the other day, and she asked her female Facebook friends if they would rather date someone like Future or someone like Russell Wilson. And all of them at the time that I looked said Russell Wilson. And Derek, let me go to you, get a guy's perspective. Do you think they were being honest? Because I see a lot of women with dudes who remind me of Future.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and it's a couple layers to this, right? You'll see women who will date a Future, but even the ones who date a Future wishes that Future would treat them like Russell Wilson. Does that make sense? So at the underneath it all, no matter how much of a woman that wants the bad guy, they all want to be loved. They all want somebody to have their back. Future may not be the prize. He may not be that guy because he got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but the Russell Wilson treatment is always the goal, even from a thug.
Okay. And that makes a lot of sense to me. And what do you think about that, Erica? Do you think that when women say they really want a Russell, do you believe them, or do they secretly want a Future and they're just trying to say they like Russell simply because it's on social media?
I believe them because not too many women will hide what type of man that they're attracted to, what type of man that they want. When I was in my 20s, yeah, a Future was something that I wanted because I was young and naive and stupid, and I thought that was exciting. And I was toxic and I was dysfunctional. But once I grew up and learned how a man is really supposed to treat a woman, a Future couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole.
Are you on mute?
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm sorry. I clicked the button and nothing happened.
Jesus
Crystal,
Christ.
talk about.
I was wondering.
I know, right?
Hell.
Crystal, talk about what you said in the chat room about the bad guy being a misnomer. What you mean by that?
First of all, I love bad guys. I do. We all know that. Okay, well, those who know me know that. And that's my downfall. But I know I love bad guys because, number one, a dark man is the only man who can truly understand me. So there's that. But number two is a lot of women want a man to protect them. To, in the middle of the night, somebody's knocking at your door, you hear a sound. You want that nigga sitting next to you or lying next to you to get up and say, yo, you stay here. Let me check this out. And he goes into the darkness and you hope he returns, but you're okay because he's going to handle the best of his ability to whatever's coming. Now, a Russell type, you may be like, he's a nice guy, but is he going to protect me in the middle of the night, or is he going to protect me when somebody comes up to me in the club or in the streets? Is he going to be that kind of person and be like, yo, hey, step off, whatever, And so you're kind of worried about that. So that's kind of why a lot of women kind of shy away from a Russell, in the immediate part. But when you get to know someone like a Russell, quote unquote, you'll see that, yeah, he's a man. He will protect you. He will be there for you. But it takes a minute for you to learn that. And unfortunately, the bad guys, quote unquote, You know that immediately. Now that's a downside because he may be doing things to you as well. Okay, he may be using that aggressiveness or whatever towards you as well as towards the person coming after you. So he may not be the best person to choose, but immediately you may choose him. So that's I've always said, I've said this for years, and you know this, Q. You can probably pull it up on one of your your backlogs, that women want a man who is a good guy who can also do what a bad guy does, and that's about protection. So I've always told good guys, shit, you need to look at what a bad guy brings to that table. He brings a swagger. He's sexy. He makes you, want him. So just do what he does, but still be who you are. So, you gotta be that both kind of people. But it's hard for them to do that. So whatever. So here we are.
So in other words, you need someone like me. That's what I heard.
Whatever. We won't get into the Scorpio shit.
That's what I heard.
We won't get into that shit. But anyway, Q.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
That's why you my friend, all right? And you're not anything else, because God damn it, you Scorpios, fuck y'all. That's all I got to say about that.
You need a stinger in your life. And so let's talk about, relationship role models on a personal level. And Buck, I'll go to you. Did you have a relationship role model in your young, impressionable years?
I don't know if I've necessarily had a role model. I mean, there were always people, I always looked up to my mom, because my mom always talked highly, even when my dad wasn't doing things that he should have been doing. My mom always talked, she just said certain things, and she was able to show not only me, but my sister as well, how to, be that loving one, and not be so quick to judge. A lot of people in today's time don't really take the time. Everybody had bad times during their relationship, but you got to be able to navigate those rough waters. And people don't take the time to navigate those waters. They get caught up in their feelings, and next thing you know, you get divorce papers up on at your doorstep. So mom always taught, you got to be able to navigate those waters. I mean, sometimes storms in relationships last a while, and sometimes you got to have some perseverance, regardless to what your feelings may be. And, my mom and dad actually separated 2 times, and they've been back together now since 2003. And things have been, really good between them since then. They never divorced. So that's, it shows that, hanging on sometimes it's not the best solution, but sometimes maybe it is the best solution.
Okay. And Derek, what about you, man? Was there a relationship role model in your life in your younger years?
Let's say this. I had parents that were together. I had grandparents that were together. So I had examples of what it looked like to be together. I didn't necessarily have examples of how do you work through it while you're in it. I had to figure that out the hard way.
What about you, Erica?
My relationship role model when I was young growing up was my aunts and uncles that I saw, in relationships. I was able to spend a lot of time at their houses because I didn't have that in my own home. My father was not there. So I looked up to them as a relationship role model. But as I grew up and start to, hear more and more, they made it look good from the outside, but it wasn't as good as, a lot of relationships portray. That's why we should not get caught up in being, looking up to people relationship goals, because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We just know what we see on the outside.
Yeah, you got that right. Definitely right about that. So Kaya, is it a good idea to set relationship goals based on what celebrities do in their lives?
No, not at all. I think that's very, I don't know. That's naive. I think that's very naive. It's great to, I think, admire like positive things that you may see among celebrities that they do. Like if you see that, you know, the way that they communicate is very beautiful. Great. That's wonderful. Cultivate good communication within whatever relationship you're in that way. But I don't think you should ever just goals one couple completely, because everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. Like there's not ever a relationship that's perfect. It just doesn't exist. I think that two people who want to make it work can do that. But goals, you can't goals other people's stuff. That's kind of, I think, because you just don't know what ups and downs and ticks they might have would be so triggering to you that you're thinking it's goals, but it's not. That person just knows how to deal with it, you know?
Okay. And Crystal, how do you feel about people basing their goals relationship wise or having relationship role models who are celebrities?
Well, I have to agree with the last two lovely ladies who spoke. You can't truly know another person or their relationship because you're not behind those closed doors. Okay. Even if you are their best friend, their mom, their family, or whatever, you don't know what happens when they close the doors and go home or go into their bedroom or whatever, and they talk about what just happened. Or, the next time we're with your mom, then you're going to treat me this way, or we're going to act like this, or whatever. Because who you truly are is between the two of them. Your goals should be, how am I going to treat myself? And can this man or woman make me feel good about who I am? Can I be truly who I am? And all of my flaws and all of my craziness and all of my beauty with them. Can I show them who I am? Or do I have to pretend? I've been in a lot of relationships where I actually, especially when I got out of it, look back and go, wow, I really wasn't who I was, who I truly am with him. Even though I loved him and I cared about him, but I wasn't me with him. I was trying to be what he wanted me to be, and vice versa with men. So yeah, your goals should be, I am who I am, and I want someone to appreciate, love, honor, whatever, who I am, and vice versa. So that should always be your goal. And if your celebrity crush or celebrity power couple, in your eyes, exude that, then great. Yeah, you make that a goal, quote unquote. Because what you're really making a goal is a fantasy. Because I'm sorry, guys, but Beyonce and Jay-Z are, they're getting it in behind closed doors. She was like, motherfucker, what the fuck did that just happen? Okay. I don't give a fuck if you don't like my sister or not. This is what's going to happen from now the motherfucker on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you think that they had a great relationship when, Solange had to fucking go off on his ass in the elevator? That's not a good relationship. That's some shit behind closed doors that they know about. So, everybody has problems, is one young lady was saying. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. So you really can't focus on the celebrity. You have to focus on yourself. What do I want? And what does he give me? And if that's not it, then guess what? Maybe I need to be by myself for a little bit and work on myself. And hopefully the next guy will be the guy for me.
Sounds good to me. So, all right. So before we get ready to start wrapping things up, I wanted to talk about what's coming up over the next week on T2Q as I get into year 10. Carrie Thomas joins the show and on Tuesday, and we will talk about independent women and their struggles to date successfully. We'll talk about how some men struggle to understand those women. So that's going to be Tuesday. And then on Saturday, I got an early show because East Coast thing. On Saturday, Jacqueline McIntosh Shedrick will join me to discuss how you can put together that LLC and get your side hustle on. We're talking multiple streams of income and the right way to do it. So that's going to be next Saturday. And this one I really look forward to. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but I had to reschedule due to the 3-day power outage I had this weekend from the ice storm. but I look forward to sipping and tripping with the trio wine wife. She's a very popular wine connoisseur from Instagram, and she'll talk relationships with me as well as educate me on wine. We will have a wine tasting on the air, and since it's Black History Month, the products will be from Black-owned wineries. So it should be a lot of fun because I know nothing about wine, so that's going to be kind of new for me. And all right, I have to take a quick commercial break because my dog Peanut needs to get outside. So I will be back in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and we will have our final thoughts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rochelle of Resume Chic. Crafted pro writing to market your career to the next level. We do resumes, cover letters, thank you letters, interview prep sessions, critiques, business letters, employment verification, any type of written content. I'm your girl, Resume Chick. You can reach me at resumechickllc.org. On Facebook, I'm Resume Chick LLC. And on Instagram, I'm _Resume Chick LLC. Hope to talk to you soon.
You can order a Domino's pizza, go out and buy a gun, come back and beat your pizza to your house. I think there's something wrong with that. I think the system is messed up if you're able to do that.
The Hardworking Podcast, a little bit of cars and so much more, available wherever you typically download your podcasts.
You're tuned in to the Talk to Q radio show. This is your girl, Erica Warren, from the Dope Discussions with Erica podcast. You can find my podcast on all major listening platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. You can also follow me on Instagram at E_class100. Now enjoy the show.
Mother, if I go out and bang, you know, back in my day, if I went out and got some money and, you know, got famous or whatever, I banged 1,000 chicks, and the next day I said I'm going, you know, a one-woman man, it's all cool. You let your daughter go out and get gang banged or whatever, and she can turn around and be she can go to a convent, become a nun. That's going to stick with your ass the rest of your life. So I teach my daughters that it's a difference between a man and a woman. And, you know, I don't know why the world don't want to accept it. It's a difference. I don't make the rules, but I'm telling you, you can let your kids do that if you want to. When I mean, kids, they don't do exactly what you say. Don't get me wrong, but if you don't define the consequences, I'm telling you, you're going to be in a mess. Shit.
That doggone Eminem. That's what we were talking double standards 10 years ago. And Eminem, he kind of, I don't know, he kind of sighs on Lil Boosie a little bit, if you ask me. So, all right, we'll get ready to do our final thoughts. And let's see, I will go from top to bottom, and I will start with Ms. Von Kaya. Your final thoughts on the evening, ma'am? You're on mute, Von Kaya. And also, while you're at it, go ahead and plug your show while you're at it, too.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, everybody. First of all, my name is Kaya, or Von Kaya, as you guys see here. I am a podcaster. I host the Eyes Wide Open podcast, where I talk about my spiritual journey and life experiences. I have testimonies of other people, etc. And aside from podcasting, I also am a tarot card reader. I post collective tarot reads on my YouTube channel, the Eyes Wide Open podcast channel. And I also offer astrological, spiritual advice and assistance to those who may need it by way of my tarot and oracle cards. So after all of that, my final thoughts for the show. Q, you are amazing. I mean, in just having, in the short time that I've known you, congratulations to having built the platform that you built. You are always pushing others. And so it's only fitting that, you know, you're back. I'm glad that you're back. I know I met you at the second go around, but must have been important because I've learned a lot from you and so many opportunities. But with regards to relationship, ladies, all my ladies, enjoy life. Do your thing. I would say don't listen to what other people have to say about how you want to live your life, no matter what you're doing. Live your life for yourself. If you're a young man out there who enjoys treating a lady nice, continue with that. You will be chosen at some point. I promise that you will get chosen. Watch. It happens every time. You choose wisely, okay?
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I appreciate the kind words. Always a pleasure having you on. I'm definitely glad that our paths crossed. And I will go to Erica. E-Money, plug your show, give your final thoughts.
Well, y'all could check me out on Dope Discussions with Erica every Sunday, 6:30 Central Standard Time live from YouTube, Instagram, or our Facebook page. And my final thoughts for the show is always a pleasure to be here with Q on the Talk to Q radio show. Thank you for having me on your birthday edition. And for you ladies out there who are single and dating, don't fold under the pressure of society that tells you you're going to look like a whore, you're going to look like a slut if you dating, different men, multiple men. As long as you keeping it classy and you are weighing out your options, don't let people tell you that you got to settle, that you don't have options. We have just as many options as these men out here, and we don't want to get stuck with a dud. So yes, do multiple dating, weigh out your options, collect that data on those dudes, and then move on to the next once you find out he's a dud. And that's all I got.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Derek, I'll go to you, man. Plug your show and give your final thoughts.
All right. Well, I'm Derek Jones, host of the Relationship Gumbo podcast, and I go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm a certified life and relationship coach as well. So I do a little bit of coaching, a little bit of, we have some fun and we heal at the same time. So as far as the show, once again, congratulations on the 10-year birthday. My first time is on the birthday show, so I feel kind of special. As far as final thoughts about the show tonight, it's really a lesson in self-awareness about yourself and all of the stuff that you see on TV and even, in your own family and around the world. That pressure sometimes causes you to make decisions and have relationship goals that you probably shouldn't have. And my rule of thumb, just my life lesson for this and mostly everything I do, is no matter what pressure you have, if you've achieved happiness, you won. Whatever that means to you. If you've achieved happiness, you're doing the right thing. So that's all I got.
All right. Sound like words of wisdom to me. And I'm gonna skip on over to the Buckster. Buckster, shut it down for me, man, and give me your final thoughts.
It's been an amazing ride, being on this show for 10 years. Just pretty awesome. I was, at the time that you started the show, I was going through some things, but at the same time, it was cool to, join the show and be a part of it. Starting out, I think I started out on the sports show first, which that's one thing a lot of people don't know, that you kept doing the sports show during your hiatus, which was pretty cool. And, then bringing it back, it's just like, it's amazing ride and seeing how the growth and development of everything that goes through in doing this. And it's a lot of fun. And I enjoy doing it. It's something that I look forward to every week, simply because you learn something. Even if it's something that you don't necessarily want to talk about, somebody may bring it up and you don't even know that they're bringing it up. And you learn something from that, from, individuals that join the show. And it's just really awesome. It's very educational, even though we do it in a fun format. But it's been a great ride. Now, as far as the relationships and women, you make your choices. Y'all need to do what you need to do. I mean, don't let the pressures of society make your choices for you. You're your own person, make your own choices. Guys, same way. But you got to make smart choices. You got to be able to pick and choose, do multiple things and, see multiple people until you find out what you like, and then go from there. I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. But great show. Hope we can do another 10. So really enjoyed it tonight.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Buck's been around since year one. And I will go to Crystal to shut it down. Crystal has been around since year one as well. Crystal, plug what you do and give your final thoughts, please.
Okay, well, thank you. First of all, congratulations. Q, for continuously and consistently doing your thing for 10 years. And I'm happy to be here, happy to be one of the, I guess, year one. I thought you guys were already established by the time I got there because I was attacked so much. I was like, oh my God. But I didn't care. I was one of the only females, and there was a few others, but for some reason, guys attacked me. I don't know why, But you can find me at Crystal Hickerson. That's CRYSTAL, Hickerson.com. I'm also on YouTube. It's the same thing, Crystal Hickerson. And you can also find my my movie analysis and review page, or channel, which is the Movie Buffer. So I love doing that because I am a movie buffer. That's one of the things that I am. But I love being on the show, and it's when I first started. I will say this: when I first started with Q, he was a recommendation from a friend of mine, from Robin, who left me and moved to California for some God knows reason. But, and she was like, I think you would like this show. Yeah, I think, this would be good. And so when I came on, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Everybody hates me, but this is great. I love it, and I just been here ever since because everybody's fun and it's good topics, and Q is such a great mediator to all of our different craziness. So that's why I love being a legend, and I was honored to become a legend from Q. So that was cool. But yeah, I love the show. I had my own show called The Crystal Show, which is basically still going on. I'm taking a kind of a hiatus. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm changing the show actually, and what I speak on. But yeah, The Crystal Show is still out there and everything for people to listen to. But it's a journey, and I'm so happy and honored to have been part of the journey of the Talk to Q radio show. It's a great show, and I hope it continues with much success, which it seems it has. So thank you, Q, for even allowing such a man-hater like myself to be a part of you, testosterone overlords. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. So yeah.
Anytime, Sugar Plum.
Oh my God. You know what, Buck? You know what? Okay. First of all, thank you for the Sugar Plum. I've accepted that. And me and Buck are kind of in a relationship right now because we play pool together. We play virtual pool on Facebook, and I totally love it. I do. It's so crazy. But anyway, thanks, Q.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it, everyone. It's always a lot of fun getting a bunch of people together to talk about the show, discuss the show, all that good stuff. So that's always really cool to get the different perspectives of people that I respect and admire. And I'm glad that you were able to join this for what is year number 10. So, I mean, wow, it's just kind of hard to believe that it's been that long. But, I want to thank everyone for making this birthday party special. It's been nice of all of you to spend time on a Saturday night to celebrate 10 years with me. And I look forward to keeping this thing going, but I can't do it without your support. If you haven't left a rating or a review for me on Apple, please do so. I mean, it really helps me out. If you listen on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, or wherever, just please leave a review. You help me grow, and it doesn't cost you one penny. And share the show. If you're listening on Facebook Live or YouTube, or excuse me, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please share the show. Let your friends get in on the action. The more the merrier. Check out my calendar on the website and check out my merchandise catalog while you're there. Get a T2Q t-shirt, face mask, or something. All of that can be found over at talktoq.com. Everyone be safe out there. Keep those who have suffered through this winter storm in your prayers. There are a lot of people who are still without power or without water. So send one up for those people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And you have been listening to the Talk to Q radio show. No experts, just opinions. 10 years, baby. All right.
Do you love movies? Then subscribe to the Movie Buffer YouTube channel to get honest and insightful movie reviews along with interesting facts about the films. Join this interactive community where comments are welcome. Reviews on current, classic, and hidden gems are posted weekly. See you on the Movie Buffer.